Thank you so much for that. That is the magic right there. And this is what we're going to see for the rest of the term together. You're going to constantly see, don't be panicked, Ashton, blink, blink. It's a good thing. That is going to help us save money starting on Mondays. When you put money into a bank account that earns interest, it inflates. So that same model is going to show up on Monday too, and Wednesday, and the Monday after. And then we'll wrap it up with the lab on the following Wednesday. What's that going to equal? Anybody, what's that going to equal?
15.
Thank you. We want to get to 15 bucks an hour. That's what all the talk was about. Okay. Help me solve it. I think for the process is identical. Divide both sides by 725. What do you get? 2 and some change?
2.067.
My man. 2.0. What was that again? I didn't catch the best.
67.
67. Love it. 2.067. Ray. Oh, Ray's not here to panic. It's okay. I mentioned earlier if you see 2, it might be terrifying because it needs 200%. But you got to remember this is increasing over 4 years.
Yeah, we haven't done a square root.
We have. Say it again.
Yeah.
We haven't done
So-
the.
If I may, Chanel, I adore you. I'm gonna call it the 4th root. That's okay.
Yeah.
Or if you're feeling saucy, you can take a square root and then a second square root. That would work too.
We'll stick with the 4th.
We'll stick with the 4th root. So now we take the 4th root of both sides. If we knock it down, Allie's not here. Allie, if you're listening, I'm giving you props. This just gets knocked down to 1 plus r. We gotta go to Google for this. I can't do this in my head. So let's go to Google and we'll do the 4th root of, was it 2.067,
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear friend. Okay. Nice indeed. 1.1990. And the reason I like Allie's way so much is it reminds me to dump the 1. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
So what's the rate going to have to be? It's 0.199, which means they'd have to raise it by,
19.9%.
That's a lot.
say it again.
That's a lot.
Say it one for close in the back.
That is a lot.
That is a ridiculous amount. If they haven't touched it since 2009, do you really think they're going to raise it by 19.9? I gave you shots, did you hear it?
No.
I'm sorry. If they haven't touched it since 09, do you really think they're going to start increasing? 19.9% is basically 20%. That means for every $5 you're making last year, I'm going to give you an extra $1. That's 20% inflation. Do you really think Congress is going to do that? They can't get anything voted on as it is, let alone unanimously getting behind something that's overdue. And it should be no surprise to anyone. First of all, does that make sense?
Yeah.
We buy, I mean, the number is atrocious, and it is a ridiculous amount, Elena. Thank you for noticing that. That's, yes, thank you. And it should be no surprise to anyone that they did not act on it at all. So this has come and gone. We are now in 2025, yes? So that means, suppose they finally this year said, okay, it's time to, you know what, or get off the pot. We're now going to increase it in 1 year. In 1 year, what rate would they have to increase it by to do it in 1 year? So they have this entire year to do it. So they have 1 year to do it. I know, Chanel's like, wait a minute, this is weird. The good news is there's no root you have to take, is there? Because you're raising it to the what power? Its own power, the 1 power. There's no root you have to take. The percentage rate is going to make you sick to your stomach, though. The percentage rate is going to make you, and it's going to prove to you why Congress will not do it. Of course, the Congress we've had in the past, like 6 years, has been completely useless anyway. I've never seen Congress do less work for the American people in the past 6 years. It's it's an embarrassment. You should run for office, Allie. I'd be your like chief of staff. I would totally pimp you out. Totally. I'd wear like a suit, like sunglasses, and start like bench pressing. Just let you go up and do your thing.
Yeah, it was really crazy. When I was in Virginia, I applied after I got out. I applied for this job, and it was to be a marketing manager for a mortgage company.
For a mortgage company.
And they offered $12 an hour, and so I was so offended by that. I left.
Yeah.
Yeah, because.
And this was when?
This was 2021.
Yeah. A related story. A buddy of mine just spent some time. He's in the business department here at COCC, and he was interested in minimum wage and what drives people to take minimum wage jobs in Oregon. So he did a little like tour of the I-5 corridor fast food joints, which I thought was really clever. Like, let's look at fast food places. And he went up to, there was one, he kind of did it over the course of a few months, and he kept, I forget, it was a Taco Bell, maybe a McDonald's, I forget which one it was. But there was always help wanted signs in the door as he would and then finally, eventually, they were all gone. And he stopped and he's like, what happened? He's like, oh, I just kept raising the minimum wage 50 cents an hour until I finally got people to come in off the street. And they said, well, what did it take? And he said it was like $24.50 an hour. $24.50 an hour was what people would get off the streets to work on an I-5 corridor fast food place. Like, that's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that blows my mind. That breaks, that's almost double what Congress is talking about right now.
Yeah.
Which shows how disconnected the reality of what people need or want is from what the people that are making the decisions.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy. I'm pretty sure in Virginia the minimum was like $7.20.
Oh, yeah, we could actually put,
And
hang on.
so like that 12.
I think I actually have that. I think I have it saved, Allie, actually. I think I saved that. I was going to use it in class and then decided not to because it's kind of depressing.
And like with that $12, like people would think that that's like a pretty good.
Yeah, because it's so much more than the federal minimum, right?
Yeah, and it's just it's still so.
Here we go. Yep, states minimum wage. I actually downloaded this last year. Or last May. Here we go. So here's each state. Oh, I actually found the tipped wages too. Remember I said tipped servers make less per hour? So in Alabama, $7.25, federal minimum.
Yeah.
But if you're a bartender or waitstaff, you make $2.13, and you have to make up that other $5 in tips. Absurd. Alaska, $11.73, $11.73. They don't do the tip thing. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so you can see it.
That's good.
Okay, Arizona looks like they're both better than federal. They still have the tip wage. Look at Arkansas. Oh my God, look at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Oh my God, $11 an hour minimum wage, but if you're a wait staff, God, that's like a fifth of what it is.
Yeah.
California 16 and 16, Colorado, where's Oregon? I forgot to finish that. Connecticut. But look, that's embarrassing too.
Yeah. Oh, Delaware.
And that's my home state. Well, I was earning less than that when I was bartending. I mean, this is the reality. They do really well, but unless you're a wait staff. God, look at District of, otherwise known as Columbia. Less than half. Let's see how Oregon does. What do you think? I'm going to take a guess. I don't remember the answer.
I think it's.
You think Oregon? You think they match? I bet you they're kind of like Cali, where it matches.
They're a little closer.
Let's see. 1420, 1420. That's a great SAT score too. Yes. So they did match. They don't screw. Ooh. I'm curious. Hang on.
I knew Tennessee was a little more.
We are
Oh.
third overall in the country for tipped minimum wage. We're the third highest. Behind Washington State, I think. Yep, Washington State. Actually, I'm just going to sort this. And California. So it's Washington State at 1628. Yeah, that rhymes. California at 16. And then we are third at 1420. Where are we with?
Yeah, those are all really close.
Yep, they sure are. It's the West Coast mentality. I wonder what it would look like if we look at the actual state, not the tip minimum wage, but the state minimum wage. We're 11th. We're 11th there. Nate, what do you got, babe?
You know how there was like the Greater Idaho movement?
Yes!
So wouldn't that drop the minimum wage to $7.25 for those people?
In order to answer that question for you, I have to have a plan for Greater Idaho. No plan has been supplied yet. All they talk about is wanting to break off and become part of Idaho, which is whatever.
Because it would seem
But there's no plan. No, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen.
just like theoretically the people that were living in Oregon at the time,
Mm-hmm.
if the Idaho border shifted over, it would all become Idaho.
Idaho, which meant those folks would then
So the minimum wage
Be-
would drop from
I would imagine, but that's like step 15. They can't even give me step 1. Yeah, whenever I hear stuff like that, like the state of Jefferson, the Greater Idaho Movement, the more recent one is, let's just become part of Canada.
Yeah,
Like,
Washington.
like I don't know how to speak French. So I don't know how that would. That is one of those wonderful like hypotheticals, but more pointed hypotheticals that we can't answer without more information. Great question though, Nate. I just don't have a good answer for you, brother. Sorry.
No worries, it's more.
Yeah, I know, isn't it great? It's fun to think about. Chanel, you got an answer?
Well, yeah, I just.
But you got a question, too.
I just wanna make sure that.
Oh, let's do it.
I have to leave.
No, I know you do. I know you do. Let's do this. I'm sorry. We got to talk about minimum wages and I got sidetracked. Let's do this. This is going to be a pretty quick calculation, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty quick calculation because all we got to do is start at 725 and get to 15 in 1 year. And I like Allie's way, I think. Because I like it too. You know, the more I do it, every time I do it now, I'm pretty much just going to always do it Allie's way because it has the 1 there. It reminds me to take the 1 off. And I think that becomes important here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because,
Because it's so.
check it out. 725, 1 plus R to the 1, which I'm not even going to write,
Right.
is 15.
Divided by 7.
Divided, now Nate already gave us this number last time, if you remember, it's 2.067.
Take your 1.
Take the 1. 1.067, which means
106.89%. Yeah.
they'd have to raise the minimum wage over 100%.
So bad.
If they're not going to raise it by 20% in 4 years, they sure as hell aren't going to raise it by 100% in 1. Isn't that crazy? Think about that. Here's exponential growth. In order to get 725 to 15 in 4 years, it only took 20% a year. Which if you think about that logically, you try to add it in your head, you go 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 is 80. That's less than doing it in 1 year. And that's because exponential growth doesn't work linearly. It works super multiplicatively. And that's why I take this day to just do this math. Because the multiplicative nature of inflation, which I'm going to send you home with the homework. Who's seen Boys in the Boat or read the book Boys in the Boat? Anybody? A couple of you? It's okay. It's about the University of Washington rowing team that crewed against Hitler's Nazi youth. If you haven't seen the movie or read it's my favorite book of all time. The book is, I think, because it's so deep. There's so much more in the book. I mean, the movie was 3 hours long and they still left a lot out, right? But it's a fantastic movie. I cried through the entire thing. It's
I love
the book is phenomenal. The book is phenomenal. This is about the adjustment of college inflation over 90 years. So the Boys in the Boat took place in 1934. That's when it started taking place. They actually raced Hitler in 1938. So this is about the cost of college tuition in 1934, and then you're going to inflate it forward to 2024, 90 years later. And you're going to see how college inflation has paced with normal inflation. And you probably already have ideas about that, don't you? Yes, I bet you do. That's okay. All right, so it's got 2 sides. Make sure you see both sides when you're doing it. The CPI calculator, we'll use it again like we did in class. Treasure you all. Thank you for a wonderful day. Allie, thank you for your model, which everybody has adopted as their own. And when you run for office, I'll be your chief of staff. Promise. All right, songs for you. I'll do whatever we have to do.
I will bring snacks.
Yes, Katie will be your caterer. I'll be your security. Me as
all I've
security.
got.
Yeah, it's great, Sean. 52-year-old skinny dude as security. It's awesome. Thanks. I get him laughing. Hi. Yes. I don't know. Let's see.
With this kind of thing.
Hang on. Let me go put. Maybe it's a typo. Shit. I thought I called
These
it.
are
Come here.
extra, I'm guessing.
Let's take a look. Is it a Google Sheet? It is, right? It's okay. I want to make sure. I had you type something. Let me. Give me one. Let me get. Hang on. I got you. Let me just get logged in. It's probably just a typo that I missed, which I do all the time.
Does it handwriting?
Yeah, that's.
You have really nice handwriting.
Oh,
Let me get
thank
in.
you. Actually, I think it's pretty sloppy, but do you know what I mean?
Can I see?
Oh, crap, what do I call this?
Okay.
There you go.
I think this is where we put it.
So,
Yeah,
hang
you didn't
on,
get
hang
it.
on. First of all, let me share a copy.
No, I did not.
Oh, no, I want to.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I just want to bring to
One
space.
second.
Okay, that's.
Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, let me see that real quick. Let me just follow. Let me follow my instructions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Jesus, what major global event, not even.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even know.
You didn't even notice. You read what I wanted you to read. It's event. Yep, sure it is. That's the one, baby.
I did it wrong at first, and I was like, it was 2006, and so I was like,
Oh, what happened in 06? don't even
The
know.
release of High School Musical,
Oh, well, I don't think it was that bad that it triggered deflation.
and
Okay, hang on, we're keeping this
I was
over
like,
here.
it's either that or the execution. of
Okay, let's see what
Saddam
it should have cost year over year. In cell F1, shit, that's a typo. That's a typo, because it's from when create a title. Shit.
And then
Hang on.
we-
Shit, hang on. I got it. Because what I had originally, Mariah, I know what happened here, and it's a goof on my part. I originally had more columns,
I finished my final.
and then I simplified it by removing them, but I forgot to go back and change this.
Well, just the type, I was confused on.
Oh, wait a minute, hang on. I think this is right. Let me back up even further, is that okay? So you did, open this Google sheet. First tab, you'll see historical average egg prices, yep. First off, create a line chart, did that, sure. In cell C1, you'll see the heading percent change over last year's prices, kinda. In cell C3, type this formula. Okay, so I'm gonna do your exam, is that okay? Because I did it last week, but I haven't done it since last week.
I feel like if I just ask my question, it might be.
Well, because I think, let me proceed, because I can't jump right into where you are without seeing where you're
Okay.
coming from, is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Conditional formatting, you got that, what's the issue of the highest jump, you might wonder why I didn't have.
I think it makes sense.
This is the point what drives, right? When you're ready, check the box in cell D1. Okay, there we go. To reveal year-over-year inflation numbers, there they are. I grabbed the website down here.
I did like.
What it shows is a change in price, CPI, over the year, goods rose. Okay, 1 year showed deflation, 2009. Let's see what eggs should have cost. In cell F1, create a title. Something like what
The other one was like.
eggs should have cost with inflation. Okay, I'm gonna type that. I spelled everything wrong. Then create a formula, similar to the ones we used in class, like today, that adjusts 1980s price forward to here. So that's actually right. You have to put a formula in
But,
there.
but just like similar to what we did today.
Today, but
Okay.
it's simpler than today because you're only inflating it forward 1 year. You're not going 30 years,
Yeah.
you're going 1 year.
Okay, so I guess without today's information.
That's why I told you.
Probably-
That's why I told you last class. I was like, you might only want to look at questions 2A and B for now.
I didn't remember that. Okay.
But now you get. Now just Mariah, time out real quick. Today's the last few that we did today. We didn't know that we had to solve for it. I'm giving you the rates here, just so you know. Those are the rates you're going to be using year over year. Cool? You got it. Go get it.
Okay.
I feel better. There's only one typo. It's
Thank you.
misspelling of the word event. Yes.
I just wanted to let you know that next. I got like your.
It's okay.
Alright.
Next one on the 5th.
Oh, March 5th. Okay, so I'll just make sure to record class that day. March 5th. What's March 5th? Is that like a Wednesday? I mean, you'll miss whatever topic it is, and I can't think of I think it's going to be, oh, you know what that topic is? That's next week. That's literally, oh my God, next week is March. Jesus. What? Happy birthday, Nan's going to celebrate by not showing up. It's going to be the repeated deposit savings accounts. So like, you ever had an account where you had to keep putting money in every month? We're going to study the math of that. So I'll record it and I'll get you all the study. Cool? All right. We'll see you on Monday though.
I tried doing my method again.
Oh, you did? Is it worked or it did? It did not. Oh, we have to solve this.
Yeah.
Let me stop this recording. Actually, give me 1 second, Elena. I want to start uploading this video.